put a fly in a jar and you shut the lid, then the fly will eventually learn that there is a lid on top of the jar. Then you can quietly take the lid off and the fly doesn't fly out of the jar. And when I talk with other founders, when I think back to my own mindset that I had before Overton, it was one of living inside of a jar. And it was, how can I be the greatest I can be while I'm living in Birmingham?
In 2017, Gary Vee came to Birmingham and he said, all Birmingham needs is one big win. And, one company to succeed and to break out. And that's going to be the catalyst for everything else. And everyone was looking at Shipt. So the whole team's there, we're in our shirts, everybody's looking at us like, it's gonna be you, it's gonna be you. Later that year, Shipt was acquired and not a ton changed. And I still don't quite know why. I have some suspicions. Like, I think access to capital is one, and we just don't have a ton of catalysts for people to take risks.
So I deeply believe that a community is only as strong as its leaders. I started my career in public schools where I saw over and over that the number one factor in how well a school performs or runs is the principal. Leadership matters. And we know the same thing is true here in Birmingham.
The theory of change for this fellowship is that the best thing we can do for Birmingham is unlock the potential of leaders, aspiring leaders and builders and change makers. And rather than dictate what people should be working on, the theory of this fellowship is, let's unleash anyone who's taking a swing.
Overton is a leadership fellowship that's focused on making Birmingham better by catalyzing the leadership of people within the city.
It's a community.
It's a curated group of ambitious people.
It's an opportunity for leaders in Birmingham, people who are at an inflection point in their lives, their leadership journey.
It's a great group of people that are going to push you to the limit and force you to be a better person.
Not everybody was an entrepreneur per se. Not everybody was building in tech, and that's kind of what I thought it would be. We had people from all over the spectrum.
All of us, at minimum, had to make a commitment, say, hey, I really want this. And then you get in the room and it's an exciting amount of discomfort.
There's this opening retreat which takes folks from strangers to not strangers pretty fast in ways that you wouldn't expect. Drawing something, playing with clay.
We illustrated a poster that captured our vision. Day one. And that's vulnerable, right? Because you don't know who's in the room, you don't know how people are gonna perceive you, and you're like, here is my vision for the future on a poster. But what I found at the end of that exercise was I had never in that way crystallized what my vision for the future was.
There was a range of programming starting from why are we here, what is your internal motivation for what you're doing, and making sure you could ground in that, to then really diving into your blockers, whether that's internal blockers or external blockers.
The guest speakers were really important to me. We've had the Dean of HBS Harvard Business School, we've had the CEO of Warby Parker, we've had Navy SEAL leadership talk to the group. I wanted to expose people to leaders who had been successful in geographies other than Birmingham.
There were really, really amazing titles, in our experience. And for me, I almost felt like unworthy of being in this space because I hear all of these people with these titles and the things that they've done and the experiences that they've had. I never had that before. So I was leaning into it even more because I'm like, I may not ever get an opportunity to do something like this again.
Having worked with leaders and entrepreneurs all over the world, companies that have scaled rapidly, that have been quite successful, we really have come to see how important the interior condition of the leader is to the success of those organizations.
Overton gives you access to this world-class coach for your duration of the program. You think that you can only be coached on your management problems and your leadership program problems, but this coaching was on life, decisions, relationships, fears.
What I see from the entrepreneurs that I'm working with in New York, I see the same potential with the folks in Birmingham. It's hard to follow or to have the energy and resources to blaze a trail when you don't have that in front of you. Like what I can tell folks in Birmingham and the leaders here is that you already have what it takes.
At some point towards the end, they were like, what's one thing you're gonna go do? And then report back in 2 weeks on did you do it? And mine was kicking off an absurdly large fundraise that I did not at the time believe we could pull off. From a stage, I announced a hilariously massive fundraise. Some people laughed, some people took me seriously. We won the competition, and all we had was the story and the deck and the gumption I had gained from my time during the fellowship.
Take it very, very serious and be vulnerable about it, because this is how you're going to get to the next level or whatever you're trying to do.
At the end of the day, trying to make change in the world is hard. Starting a business is hard. People fail a lot. And as an entrepreneur or somebody that is serious about making a difference, the most important thing is that you don't quit.
But most people aren't crazy ambitious. And so, as ambitious people grow up, they tend to spread out and they don't realize that they're not being surrounded every day by other ambitious people. And when you get these people and you put them in a room together and they spend time with each other, they often bloom like a dying flower that's been given water.
Being around a group of people who are all striving for really high standards and striving for big things forced me to think about things bigger.
I genuinely believe that some of the experiences that I've had through Overton are planting seeds and trees in my life and in our community. Kids who we work with in our programs are going to benefit from ways that me being a better manager impacts their families and in turn impacts them.
You affect change with people like Jared, who can impact people like me, who are doing groundwork in the community to be able to change the culture.
In many ways, we create the city that we want. We don't look to other people that do that. We look to the people living here to unleash what Birmingham could be.
What's great about Overton is 20 at a time or so, they're putting a diverse group of talent in every possible way who are all at this point where they're like, I want to do more. And you get that kind of crackling energy in a room, and that's when you kind of unlock unbelievable things. And then when you repeat it, you do 20 and then another 20 and another 20, and they connect together. That's how you build a city.